Hi, welcome to our virtual back to school night. I'm Miss Gago and I am your child's kindergarten teacher. I know back to school night looks a little different this year, but we're all trying our best. So let's get started. So this is my contact information. The best way to reach me is via Dojo or Remind. You can contact me via email or you can call the school during the school day at 732-525-5240 and just ask for Miss Gago. The links for our Classroom Dojo to sign up is in Google Classroom, and the link for Remind is also in Google Classroom, or you can just take out your phone and text Miss Gagos to 81010 to join our class. So I would like to thank you guys so much for all of your patience and your hard work with your child. We understand how difficult it is with this virtual learning and this new way of learning, and we're trying to make it as easy as possible for you and to make it as easy as possible for your child to start doing things independently. One of the ways that you can help at home with technology is just have your kids practice. Help them practice using a mouse or a mouse pad with the trackpad. Practice muting and unmuting with your child so you don't have to sit there with them to help them mute and unmute. Help them log into Clever using their QR codes. I've been doing individual meetings after school explaining the QR code, explaining ST Math. So try practicing it at home as well. And then also practice reinforcing switching tabs on the computer screen so they can switch in and out of ST Math and Google Meet. And also switching in and out if you're using a different app or an iPad, try switching between apps with your child just to practice the transitions during the day. Once we start moving into reading and RAS Kids, we're going to be switching with RAS Kids as well. So the expectations for the class, I would like you to please visit our Google website that explains our virtual rules and our expectations. They really illustrate them for the students about not eating during the day. If you could please make it a point to have your child wait until lunchtime to eat a snack or wait until a 5-minute break to eat a snack. It's very important that when they're sitting there in front of the computer that they're learning and that they're paying attention. So please keep the snacks for break or for lunchtime. Also, it's very important that our students are listening to others. I know that everyone is on mute, and so it's easy to just turn and have a conversation with your child or have your child turn around and look around the room. But it's very important that your child learns to respect others and for your child to listen when another child is speaking or it's another student's turn. So it's all about respect and learning how to take turns with this virtual learning. The way that we use rewards is using Class Dojo. You can see the points on Class Dojo. I usually give points throughout the day for participation, for working hard, and also for the pledge, for attendance, for teacher compliments, for special. So once they reach a certain number of points, I showed them all of the rewards that they'll be able to get. I will send an email to you when they reach that number of points and explain to you what the reward is that they get to redeem, that they get to do. Parent involvement. So we are so grateful that you guys are sitting there with your children and always willing to help your child, but please do not answer for your child. We're trying our hardest to get to know your children and get to know exactly how much information that they already know so we can help them and so we can move forward. But it's very difficult to figure out how much your child knows if you're answering for them, completing their work for them, coloring for them, cutting for them. Please help your child by allowing them to do things independently. We really want to develop their critical thinking, develop their independent skills, and the school day should operate as if we were in school. In school, Unfortunately, you're not here to help your child cut or hold the paper or to write their name or draw a picture. So please, just parents, let your child cut and let your child answer a question. If they get the question wrong, it's okay. It allows us to do our job and to help correct your child and to guide them to the right answer. We really just need your help with technology and if they have a technology issue, but that's all that we really need help with. So please allow your child to think independently and to become an independent thinker and an independent learner. So the curriculum. The subjects we go over in kindergarten are language arts, writing, math, science, and social studies, which we alternate. And then they have their specials, gym, music, art, media, and social skills. Our schedule is posted in Google Classroom, but it's also posted on our Google site, which is also in Google Classroom if you want to know our special schedule. But every morning during morning meeting, I remind the students of the special that day. The specials teacher come into our Google Meet, so your child does not have to leave or enter a new meet during specials. So for our math program, we use Envision, and Envision uses interactive videos, interactive games, and interactive assessments. We sent home a virtual math kit for your child. We sent home whiteboards, cubes, counters, dice, expo markers, Play-Doh. We sent home things that the child could use for counting, for manipulating, and for one-to-one correspondence. So by the end of kindergarten, your child will be able to read and write numbers 0 through 20, compare numbers 0 through 20, add and subtract within 10, count up to 100, and identify and describe shapes, and also classify and count data. We also use the ST Math program, which is the program that I've been pulling for small groups and explaining to you during office hours. ST Math is a game designed for the students to interact and learn at their own pace. The game doesn't require rules or directions. The students have to use their brain to learn and think what the game is asking them to do. The game changes based on their answers. So the more answers they get correct, the harder the material will be. So it's very interactive and adjusts to your students' individual levels. For reading, we use the Fountains and Pinnell series. The Fountains and Pinnell curriculum requires guided reading, phonics, letters, and interactive read aloud. During read alouds, typically in the classroom, we always stop and ask questions. We stop and think, turn to a partner. But because we're digital, I've been using YouTube videos and stopping the video and asking questions and gathering if your students are paying attention, if your child is listening and understanding the story. So please, if your child is watching a video, just let them know that they need to pay attention because we will be stopping throughout the video to ask questions. Your child will be learning phonics. Phonics focuses on letter sounds, manipulating letter sounds, and also being able to blend letter sounds together. Guided reading typically will not start until later on in the school year, and through guided reading, we will be pulling after school where your child would be in a small group during our office hours, and that is where we will complete either a strategy group, which is targeting a specific strategy of reading, or we will read together and we will share one book where your child will read that story with my assisted guidance, where we go over fluency, comprehension, word work, and other components of guided reading, but in a small group of 3 or 4 students. Students will also participate in writer's workshop. So students will participate in a mini lesson and their independent writing time. So students will begin to learn the writing structure. They will learn how to practice letter sounds to create words and use inventive spelling. So when students begin to identify letter sounds, they start to spell out words the way that they hear them or the way that they think that they sound. And that's perfectly age appropriate for kindergarten. That's what we're looking for students to be able to do. So by the end of kindergarten, students will be able to depict stories using illustrations. Their pictures should be able to explain what their story is about. They'll be able to label their pictures with short words of the sun or playground. And students will be able to move towards writing simple sentences to describe their pictures. For science, so students will be exposed to the basic fundamentals of science. The major themes that the students will learn this year is earth science, physical science, and life science. And these are all of the units that we go through. We do alternate between science and social studies. So one week we may be learning science, the next week we may be learning social studies. So we really alternate between the two throughout the year. We use brain pop videos, the Discovery Channel videos. We use a lot of read alouds and interactive read alouds in order to incorporate science and social studies throughout the curriculum. For social studies, we have through the social studies block, the students will learn through nonfiction read alouds and through videos as well. They'll learn to explore their kindergarten classroom, their selves, their family, where they live, the presidents, the past, the future, the present president, economics, and they will learn to give thanks and to celebrate holidays. Homework. So independent work is completed as homework on the report card. The homework is usually posted by Monday morning at 9 o'clock on Google Classroom. It is in one slideshow where all of the week's work can be completed. The Google slide automatically saves any work that your child submits. So if your child completes work on Monday, they can exit out of the Google slide and it will automatically save their work. So every day after school, when we log out of Google Meet, if you would like your child to complete their assignment, they can complete the day's assignment in the Google slide and log out for that day, and their work will not be lost. The homework assignments are due Fridays at 11:59 p.m. If the Google slide is not submitted by Friday at 11:59 p.m., it will come up as missing and late. Please check the comment section for any comments or any corrections that I may have made when I return your student's work. So if I need any corrections or if I see that your child needs extra assistance, I will write a comment and return it back to you. If you have any questions or your child is struggling with any part of the homework, you can leave a comment in the comment section, and that will tell me what we need to work on or what I need to address during class or during a office hour conference with your child. Assessments. Assessments will be completed during office hours. So it's very, very important that when I post the office hours sign up sheet, or if I assign your child an office hour time, it's very important that you please try to make it to that specific time. The assessments that we do in kindergarten are letters and sounds, sight words, and on the Math Envision website, which you can find through Clever, is how they will be doing their math assessment tests. And please, again, do not help your child with the answers. If it is an office hour meeting and it is one-on-one with your child, please let me see your child and see how much they grew, see how much they learned. I'm not able to do that if you are helping your child by giving them the answers. As hard as it might be to see your child struggling, that's exactly what we need to know. We need to know what your child is having trouble with so we can help them the best way that we can. So, I have been scheduling office hours for 20-minute blocks, and I've been doing one-on-ones and small groups. For the future, some office hours for some weeks might be a sign-up sheet where I do not assign your child a slot. You can log into Google Classroom and select a time and a day that you would like to sign up for office hours, or I will post the schedule of when your child is supposed to meet with me after school. So it's very important that Sundays, when I send out the office hour schedule, that you please check to see if your child is scheduled or if it is a regular sign-up sheet week. And then this is more about our office hours. I post them on Sundays. They will be posted to Google Classroom by Monday. And please, please check the office hours. Clever. So Clever is the most important website for your students to learn. I Velcroed their QR codes on their folders, and that is the code that they need to log into Clever. From Clever, they can log into ST Math, they can log into Raz Kids, and any other resources that we have in Sayreville for the students to use. When we are learning ST Math, we learn to log in through Clever through Google Classroom. So the Clever link will always be at the top of the stream in Google Classroom. So if that is what works best for you, you can log in through Clever through Google Classroom, or Clever is also available on the Sayreville website under the student section and under the parent section as well. If you lose your QR code and need another code, you can log in with your child's Sayreville ID and Sayreville password. So their ID number is their password, and you can log in with that same information on Clever if you do not have your QR code or you lose your QR code. And I just want to thank you so much for all your help and support. And I'm really looking forward to growing with your child this year and looking towards coming back to school. Have a good night.